everybody. We are so excited to be joining you today. Today we have a really cool thing to show you. It's a project idea that I've used with my students in the past called the Fun Theory project. And we're going to show you a video clip of kind of how it got started, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about what a fun theory might be. Okay, so when I first saw this video, it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen, mainly because I play the piano and I like music, and so I wanted a staircase like that, like in our neighborhood,
Yes.
even though we don't have escalators or subways or anything like that,
Yes.
but I love that feature of it. So it showed at the end of the video that Volkswagen talked about how fun can change people's behavior. So we're going to kind of dialogue out what we noticed in the video and kind of guide them into how they can do a fun theory project as well. Okay. So what was the problem that they were trying to solve?
Okay, so the problem is that they know that people need to exercise more, to get more steps in, to use their body in an active way. And they were noticing that everybody was choosing kind of the lesser active way.
The easy way.
Yeah, to get on the, which is what we all sometimes do, but to get on the escalator that does the work for them. So that's the problem.
All right, so then this is a fun theory. There has to be a fun aspect. So what was the fun?
Okay, so the fun is you step on a step and it makes a sound. You step on multiple steps and it makes a series of sounds that all kind of come together to make a melody. And that's the fun of that.
I totally see me like calling on my friends and say, we got to go video and see if we can make a tune. That's what I would want to do.
Yes.
My husband would be like, come on, we got to get out of here. I would get
Yes.
stuck in that moment.
Yes, absolutely.
So it said at the video, fun can change our behavior. So in that point, it shows people were choosing maybe a healthier lifestyle, just to use the stairs, be a little
Yes.
more active.
Yes.
So is there anything particular that just stuck out to you aside from, hey, this was fun, but just something different or unique?
Yeah, so two things that I noticed right away. I noticed that there were two people walking towards the escalator and they saw some other people on this. And I saw one of them like nudge the other and say, hey, look at that. And so they changed their decision and they went to the stairs, which I thought was really cool. And it's very evident that, hey, when you see something fun being done, you know,
Yes.
that's cool, and I want to be a part of that. And so that was one thing. And the other part that I saw was towards the end of the video, there was an elderly man, and you could tell, like, he would be prime candidate for using the escalator.
Mm-hmm.
It would be easier for him. He was struggling to walk, but he went and chose the stairs.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was really awesome, and
really
evidence that when it's fun, work doesn't maybe seem like work.
Yeah. So what we want to do today is we want to present some ideas from the other teachers in our district and how they might have an idea of how our students or your students, if you're from a different district, can take this idea of a fun theory and solve a problem and put a fun element in it to encourage a different type of behavior to the good. So we're going to hear from some of the other teachers in our district, and I'm going to actually let Miss Amanda start with y'all's thoughts.
Okay, so Miss Jennifer has come up with a pretty cool fun theory problem, and she has basically noticed that during the quarantine, a lot of us have kind of maybe not exercised as much as we should have. Maybe we spend a little more time gaming, or we spend a little more time watching our favorite show, or just kind of vegging out with our family. And so she was beginning to think, how can we make exercise fun? Because exercise is not always fun. It can be. And so she has come up with a really cool way for you to solve the problem of maybe not being as active as you should be. Okay, let's hear from her.
Hey everyone, I sure am missing you. I can't wait till we're back together again in our gifted class. So I've been watching the videos on the fun theory. I love all of them. And the one that I liked the most was the one about the obstacle course. And I hope you can watch the video. It's where some college kids have to complete an obstacle course in 75 seconds. And so I thought it would be neat if your problem was that you had to create your own obstacle course. It can be inside or outside, and you have to complete it in 75 seconds. So here are some requirements. Okay, So you have to have a start and you have to have a finish line. You have to have a start line and a finish line. You have to have at least 5 obstacles that you have to complete in the obstacle course. You can add more if you'd like, but you have to at least have 5. You do have to complete this obstacle course in 75 seconds. And most importantly, you have to have fun. Okay? So I found a couple of examples that I thought might help you. If you want to do your obstacle course outside, you can do something like this. It can be just with sidewalk chalk. You have your start. You have all kinds of obstacles that you have to go through. Okay? Another example is you could do something like this, where you actually have your props and you might have a balance beam or a front roll. You might need to go down a slide. It's just up to you. It's just your imagination, whatever you think of and you want to be creative with, okay? And then I found another example, and this just takes in balloons and chairs. They have like a rope, little course part right here, all kinds of ideas. You can do that, or you can do half and half, some sidewalk chalk, some 3D objects. It's up to you. It's your idea, okay? But it has to have a start, a finish, 5 obstacles at least, 75 seconds is your time limit, and you have to have fun. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see your ideas. I know you're going to come up with some great things. And if you'll just send them to jwardlaw@pcsd.ms, and I'll be looking forward to seeing all your creations. I miss y'all. Bye.
Hey boys and girls, we have some fun creative thinking projects to give you. Ms. Hayes and I both agreed that there is one particular problem that we both struggle with every morning.
We do not enjoy getting out of the bed when our alarms go off. And I think I've heard some of you say you have a hard time getting up early too.
So we came up with this fun theory solution for motivating people to get up when their alarms go off. So let's pretend that Miss Hayes is asleep and her alarm goes off, but she doesn't want to get up out of the bed.
No, I don't want to get up. No.
But boys and girls, if she had the Dance Alarm 2020, she would be able to get up and do her favorite dance move in front of the alarm to make it go off. This would make her eager and ready to start her day. But we want you to come up with better solutions for this problem.
A few other theories we brainstormed are making people want to exercise, taking a bath, and go to bed earlier. We can't wait to see some of your fun theories.
Happy brainstorming.
Hi guys, Miss Hester here. My challenge for you is how can we get more people to wash their hands and have fun doing it? Fun fact, 62% of men and women don't wash their hands after using the restroom. On another note, with everything going on in today's world with COVID-19, the CDC's number one suggestion is to protect yourself by washing your hands thoroughly. What would your solution be? One solution could be to have color soap balls in a fun maze hung on the wall. When you twist the knob and you watch your soap ball travel through a maze, you catch it and wash your hands until it's gone. This would get more kids involved in wanting to wash their hands, and adults would also find it fun.
Hey everyone! After watching the Fun Project video, my son and I started to think about the different challenges that we all seem to be facing due to the COVID-19 pandemic. One challenge that is seen so frequently on social media is where families are starting to show discord with one another due to being confined in the home. My challenge to you is to come up with fun, creative ways to make your home a positive environment. such as creating an escape room to where your family can work as a team to solve each puzzle. Once you have completed your project, you can share this with your teacher or your classmates. Stay safe and hope to see you soon.
Okay, so now it's your turn. We want to talk to you a little bit about how you can develop your own fun theory project or idea. We're going to walk through the steps, and we currently teach, we don't personally, but amongst the teachers, we teach from 2nd to 8th grade. So we want this to be something that you can take to any level. I definitely think this is something that 2nd graders can do. I know 6th, 7th, and 8th graders can do it. We've done it. I've done it at that level before. So we want to build an idea of all these kids in that range, and even older or younger probably come up with some ideas too. All right, so first thing you need to do is you need to choose a problem. Now, that problem could be a local problem. It could be something in your home that you're dealing with, and depending on your age level or your personal interest, that problem is going to look very different.
Yes, for sure. For 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade student at our elementary school, and I would assume at most elementary schools, sometimes around our school we have problems like maybe all the trash doesn't get into the trash can. What would be a fun way we could solve that? Sometimes a lot of our jackets are left on the playground or in the gym or in the classroom or in the cafeteria. What are some ways that we could stop that problem but do it in a fun way? If you, at home, maybe you are, fighting with your sibling too much. What's a fun way to figure out a solution to that? Maybe your chores aren't as fun as you want them to be. What are some fun ways? So you can think of it even on your level, or like what is going on with you personally at home or at school, a problem that you have that would be a fun way to solve it.
Second thing you need to do is don't forget the fun aspect. Like, the whole purpose of this is to solve a problem by making it fun. And in the beginning video with the staircase, I think Volkswagen proved that the fun aspect is what made the difference.
Yes.
So the fun is going to look very different for you maybe than it does for me or a kid at a different age. So be sure to include a fun aspect. The other thing you need to consider that people may have not considered yet is the audience that you're targeting, right? So if you're trying to make it fun for a 2nd grader, or you're trying to make it fun for a 12-year-old, the fun looks very different.
Yes, for sure.
What's interesting though is the staircase idea really appealed to everybody.
Yes.
So yours may be, the fun may be geared to someone younger, it may be geared to kind of the 6th, 7th, 8th middle school level, or it could be, and what would be awesome is if your solution, your fun part, appealed to everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
The next thing that you want to do is start getting that plan into place. So we've identified our problem, we've made a fun aspect out of it, we've chose our audience who we're appealing to, and then you need to start drawing out a plan, right? At my level with kids here, a lot of times I make them come up with several brainstorm lists or sketch it out or write it out. That they hate to write it out, right? Everybody just wants to tell me.
Yes.
But you got to kind of start getting your thoughts down on paper. So what are some ways we get our thoughts down? What are your thoughts?
Yes, I think as a 2nd grader, I have a 2nd grader at home, and she loves to brainstorm and draw it out on paper. So I think for a 2nd, 3rd grader, that's your strong suit. You guys are really good at creating that stuff on paper. You have great ideas, and you have a really good ability to be able to write that down on paper. So I think maybe tape a few pieces together, maybe talk to your parents, and just kind of come up with maybe even looking like a comic strip of your ideas to lay that all out and to say, hey, this is kind of the steps I want to take to create my fun theory project.
I think that's a great idea. I was just thinking while you're talking about older kids, and some of them very artistic are going to want to do that, and then some of them really want to just talk and have a conversation. So there's nothing to say that you can't set your phone up and video yourself talking it out. A lot of times if I video myself talking it out, I go back and go, oh, that was terrible. No, I don't need to do that at all. And then I need to come up with a different plan. So even if you wanted to get together with a buddy and y'all want to send videos back and forth, I'm sure you probably have some technology that looks different than mine about how you might send those, but talk it out with somebody. I think that's a really good idea. And then how would you turn that in? Well, if this is a project that you choose to do, the best way, I think, or y'all may have some different ones, would be to either create maybe a Google slideshow or create a video. It would be so awesome if you know how to do that and you're interested to create, maybe edit a video and talk about your fun theory project, and we would be able to maybe send that out in Google Classroom or whatever it looks like at your school or with your students. So you make your plan, but then also think about how you can present your plan.
Yes, yes. So with our students, we use a program called Seesaw. You all have your own passwords. You know how to get into that. That would be something that you could do. Maybe using a webcam, or maybe your parents might let you use their phone. That's one way to do it. Maybe just taking their phone and making. Some of you have phones, and so you can use your own video and use your own phone and maybe send a quick video to our email, or save it in our Google Drive somewhere. So those are ideas for you as well.
And even if they drew it out like you were talking about with the timeline,
Yes.
even just taking pictures
Yes.
of what
Yes.
that looks like, and then it doesn't have to be a slideshow. If you just wanted to kind of put those pictures and upload those into the Seesaw as well,
Yes,
we would all be
absolutely.
able to see
Yes.
what it looks like.
Absolutely, yeah.
We have had an awesome time coming to you, talking to our other coworkers about Fun Theory projects, and we cannot wait to see your pictures, your videos, and your projects, because you're created to be problem solvers. So at this point, if you wanted to stop the video, that would be fine, but I want to talk to you a little bit about how it actually applies to our gifted standard. So if you're not interested in that, see ya. But if you are, I just wanted to, for the teachers or parents or whoever's watching there, that this definitely applies to, in our state, what gifted standards are talking about. So thinking skills and problem solving is definitely a big one, and then that's 2nd through 8th grade. Identifying problems locally, state, and national is actually listed as one of our standards, and being able to solve. So in the context of thinking skills, you're identifying problem, creating solutions, that brings you right into the creative problem solving.
Yes.
And that's something we build on from 2nd to 8th grade, right? Using the creative problem solving process to solve a problem. So like, check, we did that one, right? The other part of the creative is the creativity you're going to bring into it. So if you're drawing the picture or making a video, and you're then going back and editing that work of art. I know in 5th grade, 6th grade for us, editing our work is a big part of that creative problem solving system.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, let's see, what else? We did thinking, we did creativity.
Communication. If you decide to speak, talk, send videos back and forth with your friends and your parents, you're communicating. You're beginning to share your ideas together and giving each other feedback. So that's another aspect you can hit with that as well.
And if you do get some of that feedback, then we work into our affective skills, where you have to understand the difference between constructive and destructive criticism, right?
Yes.
And
social and emotional, it helps you with all of that.
it's all good into that. Those are probably the ones we struggle with the most. We did a project early on, and my kids gave each other constructive criticism anonymously. And if you'd been in my room that day, it was just the worst day ever. They could not believe they were very, very. They did perfect, in actually being honest with the other person.
Yeah.
But then when they read their own, wow, that was crazy hard. It was so crazy hard. That's an adult problem too. We don't always handle that well. But so yeah, you got those skills in there, and then building in those success skills, just learning to create those slideshows and learning to solve problems and being able to communicate that with other people. And then the other one that we haven't talked about yet, I think, is the informational literacy.
Yes.
Depending on the depth of your problem, you may need to do a little research on what is the problem. If you identify something, you go, well, that's kind of the surface problem, but I can go a little deeper. So it pretty well, this project ties into everything that we do in our gifted program and meets standards kind of all across the board. So we hope you choose to be a part of our Fun Theory project.
Yes.
We didn't come up with it, but it was a cool way to develop something interesting that kids could do problem solving.